That one gets hoyed away on the leg side, but it's only a single. And the Kiwis are going to go out of this competition, sadly for them. Although Shannon Stewart loves hitting a boundary. He's hit a lot of them this trip. Most times you don't need two hands here at Kowloon. That one, he has used two hands and he's whacked it over mid-wicket for 6 this time. He's gone to 30 off just 6 rocks.
Well, we need a miracle from here, don't we?
Well, he's going to pick up one, and unfortunately that's going to do it for Shannon Stewart.
Well, it's still possible. In this match, but they didn't need to because their batting was outstanding in the first innings. 115, the second time they've posted that total, the highest in the competition. They can be very happy with their work, and they'll take on either Pakistan or Australia in the 2017 World Cup systems.
Well, the boys are dancing, they're happy as Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, comes blaring over the sound system. And I know that's one of your favourites, Buck. Well, I know Kat loves a good song and she does like Sweet Caroline, so let's go down to her because I reckon she's got the man of the moment, young Irwin.
Got a bit of a dancer here, Cyril. Congratulations, and I'm beating 35.
Well, Australia.
Out in the
Wasn't 10 minutes. The wicky's getting I'm pretty sure I was with you. And if I wasn't, we're going to scrub it. Right. The beauty of...
Well, they're going to need something special from here to get up in this game. First ball, Chopper goes bang, straight over the head of the bowler.
And he hits the next one even further. He wants a piece of the big fella dry, and he hits 2 in a row to finish the over very well for the Kiwis, but they're still under the pump at 32 for 2 after 2 overs, chasing 116.
As we see, the high scores, and well, South Africa own them both, don't they? So they've been the best batting side of this tournament so far. Been right on, haven't they, in this tournament?
Yeah, absolutely. Swangpole is the man who's going to bowl some leg spin. First one, he doesn't land, and it hasn't landed yet.
Oh, I think that was the attempted wrong one, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't land, does it, Ryan? That's about a knee-high full toss, or even higher.
That one's an outside edge that's going to go all the way over point for 4.
Oh, he's lost his front hand there, didn't he? Had a one-handed shot. Swinging that hard.
Hira whacks this one for 4 as well. And the funny thing is, 4s probably won't win it for them. They need a bit more elevation. But it's a pretty good over so far.
They can hit a couple of 6s in these last 2 deliveries, and if they could hit that Hublot sign, then this game could change quickly. You just never know, do you?
24 minutes into this match, and they're needing something very special to the Kiwis. That he's going to get away with it, as it clipped his leg. Oh no, it may have hit the pad. The umpire has called it a wide.
Just going to see a couple of these drop catches by the South Africans. They probably don't want to see this.
There's a dot ball. He was probably unlucky the one before wasn't. The beauty of Dry dropping his, he did it brilliantly because he quickly ran back to his mark and thought no one would notice. This time it's straight and long and a 6. Hira gets a maximum.
So we've got 20 off this over so far. New Zealand, if there any chance they need a maximum off this last one as well.
That's short and hoiked away on the onside. That's almost a brilliant piece of fielding, but it goes for 4, and that will be the end of Hira. He reaches 32 and will have to retire.
What about the desperation from the South African fielders there? 2 fielders diving.
Brilliant. And guess what? Here's the silverware, Bucky. That's what one of these teams want to put back on their plane for their trip home. An impressive piece of silverware.
Of course, the plate champions as well. There is something for everyone in this tournament. You can lose a few games, but that doesn't mean you're out of it. Does it, right?
Absolutely not. Every game means something. That's big Shannon Stewart that has joined us at the crease. That's a top edge. That's another high ball. The wicket's taking his gloves off. You little beauty. Why would you need gloves when you're a wickie?
I don't think I've ever seen that in my life there. Cambo. That keeper, he's taken his gloves off to take a high ball.
Well, I'm going to say that I saw him in a game previous drop one, so he's decided he's obviously not a full-time wicket. It's easier to catch him with your hands.
And Luke Wright making their way in the middle behind
1, 2, 3, LKF there for
and
the
there is
South
one
African
change to
lads.
the England side today. Ryan Sidebottom is fit again. That's good news for England. He replaces Chris Tremlett. So both the Hampshire men, Tremlett and Mascarenhas, missing out there. For New Zealand, Jacob Oram is back. That's the biggest boost imaginable, and he's keen to make an imprint on the series, even as late as he's returned to the team. It means that Brendan McCullum will keep wicket again.
You would expect it's a high-scoring match. Daniel Vittori's obviously put England in thinking that they can chase, that they don't really know what a good score is at the Oval. It's probably one of the best batting pitches in the world, one of the quickest outfields. Oh. Well, I'm not sure that was a clever shot. Good ball. A little bit of pace and carry there. That's what you get at the Oval. Nicely carries through, but once you get in, you can play your shots. But early on, it just helps the bowlers. No ball again. Mark Gillespie there overstepping. Free hit coming up for Ian Bell. Even, is it? Yeah, it is. Whoa, what a shot over cover. Slash off the back foot. Now then, he's got another one as well coming after that. That won't please the fielding side. Well, I don't know. That looks pretty harsh. I would have thought a little bit behind the white line there. Bowled. Pitched it right up, and Bell going to the leg side, then couldn't reach it. Oh, that's a slog. Yeah, lucky lad is Luke Wright. Really, I'm not convinced he's an opener. I don't think he has the range of shot for opening the batting, but I think he's a good hitter of the ball later in the order. Well, that's a good shot by Ian Bell. He's a very good back foot player, lovely timer of the ball. That's what the Oval gives you. If you can time and place the ball, you'll get full reward here. 31 for none now. They're trying to just move it along a bit. They got pressurised, they got just bogged down a bit. There's no balls helped them. Oh, what a stop. Oh dear, Jacob Oram back into the side. We think of him with bat and ball in hand. We've just seen him as a fielder. Very clever. He does like the leg side more than the offside, but even so, that's the deftest of touches rather than brute force. Wright just reduced to the odd slog at the moment, mainly because the New Zealanders have found such a good length to him. They've cramped him a bit for room, got the ball to bounce, which is tricky if you're a bottom-handed hitter of the ball. Oh, I say, that's a smart catch. You really got to know what you're about. Ross Taylor's got excellent hands, and he needed them on that occasion. Luke Wright goes for 18.
And that was another short of a leg delivery, and because he's not really a back foot player, he was cramped for space there, didn't really get that off the middle, and as a result, although it was a very good sharp catch, it probably didn't get hit quite as hard as Wright was hoping to hit it. So England lose their first at 41, Wright gone for 18.
Oh dear. Peterson goes. When the ball hangs in the air and he's the victim, you know that everybody's got their heart in their mouth. Safely held by Tim Southey. What an important catch. What an extraordinary stroke from Peterson. Hadn't even got off the mark.
Yeah, he seemed to misread the line of that ball. He was looking to pull it over the leg side, and it was well outside off stump. Just a complete misjudgment. His second rather loose stroke in a row in these one-day internationals, and this time he's gone for a duck. 44 for 2 England.
Papara's away. He's darned lucky to get away too. England making extremely heavy weather of things out there. The pitch is good, the weather's good, the batting isn't as yet. Lovely touch. What about that? I've got that down as the shot of the day so far. Ian Bell moves quite smoothly now after a rough beginning. He's got to 26 from 33 balls. England 56 for 2 with Bell and Bopara. Just look. Ian Bell standing tall and hitting right at the top of the ball's bounce.
64 for 2, 14 overs have been bowled, and Jacob Oram back into the New Zealand side and back in action. Beautiful shot. Got himself outside off stump, Ian Bell, looking for the straight hit, and he couldn't have played it better. Lovely shot. Too short, too wide, and that's a favourite area for Ian Bell. Out. Trying to just dart it away fine. A little bit of extra bounce for Tim Southey. And Brendan McCullum does the rest. Ian Bell falls short of his 50.
Southey's a good young bowler, makes the ball just leave him, but just bounces a touch. There's always that little bit of bounce occasionally at the Oval. It's just a slightly sloppy shot. Not the greatest, that's why he's shaking his head. He's played nicely, 46, but England 81 for 3 in the 18th over.
It's a lovely shot from Paul Collingwood, and off the mark shot, and that'll give him a lot of confidence. They were tied down for a little while, but that shot is a very good one from the skipper.
Hello, that came out of nowhere. They've been tied down a bit, England, and then Collingwood just slugs it.
Very lucky. I suppose it could be unlucky if you're Jacob Oram. That could so easily have gone back onto the stumps. A little bit of luck for Paul Collingwood.
Oh, he bowled him. Man.
.225, 230. That's their minimum as Daniel Vettori comes into the attack.
Last he gets on down to long on, Noah Shah to get off the mark. It's quite a big innings for him, this really. It is a pretty good pitch. Just some negligent shots have got England into trouble. England trying to consolidate, rebuild. In fact, Noah Shah's faced 15 balls so far for his solitary single. And there he goes. At last, he's broken the shackles. Well, that's a surprising response, really, to his scorelessness before, to mow that one straight over mid-wicket for 6.
It's an incredible shot. He's hit it square from about 2 feet outside off stump, off a good length. That's just a brilliant eye doing that.
Managed to clear the infield there, Bapara. Good use of the feet. He had to wait for the ball to arrive. It was the slower one from Vittori, and in the end he played it well.
And that's a good shot. You don't have to run for that at the Oval. Just nicely take it a little bit on the up. A gorgeous cricket shot by Bapara.
That's Andy Flower on the right, the former Zimbabwe captain, now England's batting coach. And today, the England and Wales Cricket Board have announced the cancellation of Zimbabwe's tour here next summer. That seems sensible given the turmoil in that country at the moment.
That's the first shot in anger for a little while. They've been tied down, and it's an absolute corker. That's as good as you'll see. First slip would have caught that, but there ain't a first slip there. And that's rocketed away for 4 and brings up the 50 partnership. Well, that's a poor delivery from the new bowler Grant Elliott. Just juicy ball into the pads, and he's flipped it away between the short fine leg and the deep square leg. That just giving runs away. It's 50 for Bapara. He won't mind. He's played quite nicely in a situation where the innings has never really quite got going.
Great shot by Bapara. Just let that one come onto him, glide it through the offside.
Oh, no. That is just the biggest disappointment for Ravi Bopara and for us, frankly. I know that that's not looking at it from New Zealand's point of view, but here's a cricketer with immense promise who's done all of the hard work. Maybe a clever slower ball, Barry?
I just can't read it that way. I just think he's had a lapse in concentration, Ravi Bopara. As you mentioned, done all the hard work. Now is the time to really make New Zealand pay, and he's had a soft dismissal. They're 176 for 5.
Oh, yeah. A tremendous shot. I'm afraid it shows the measure of the pitch, which to a degree might be a worry for England.
They'll be thinking 250's a reasonable target to chase, New Zealand.
Oh, now beautiful placement. Well, a lot is talked about OS Shah. Many people think he should have a regular spot in all the England cricket teams, not least himself. Conceivable that OS Shah holds the game in his hands. If England go at, as good as 5 and over for the remainder of the innings, they get to 250. 6 and over, 258. Can they dream of 8 and over? Possibly. That would be 278. Touch stroke that brings up OS Shah's 50. He made 100 here against the Indians last year, and he needs to make 100 here again today. He's got the time to do it. 41st over of the innings. This will take some catching, but it is caught. Tim Ambrose has picked out Daniel Flynn. New Zealand are doing this very well.
Try to pull it away, but not quite far enough. Flynn does the rest. This game is very interesting. England 203 for 6. And Swan's away, or is he? He is indeed. Luckily. Again, playing an unnecessary shot. That's lovely. Not a particularly good delivery from Carl Mills. A full toss outside off. Out. Just playing a little bit too early, Graham Swan. And England lose another just when they didn't need to.
It is uncanny how that's happened throughout this innings. England don't really have a big hitter down the order. Swan's gone. 3 for him. It's 219 for 7 in the 45th.
45 overs have now been bowled. 220 for 7. If they play sensibly, 250s on the cards for England. That'll give them something to bowl to. Oh, they've gone on the misfield. And it's going to be close.
How's that?
He's calling for it. Stump's already gone. The bat's just short of the crease. You can see the line there. I think that's got to be out. And you run on a misfield at your peril. 221 for 8. Oh, another one. Another one's gone. Square of the wicket. Stuart Broad. Tim Southey gets another, and England in a little bit of trouble here. They haven't played their best cricket. New Zealand have. They've fielded well. They've bowled well.
Indeed they haven't. England must take a good look at themselves. These dismissals are so similar to Bristol, it's like they haven't learned a darn thing. 2 to 8 for 9 from 47.
Off the edge and between the two. He couldn't have placed it better. He's done it again. Well, maybe we're not giving enough credit to James Anderson. He's going to take him on. There's got to be a run out here. No, there isn't. What a comedy of errors that is. And in the end, they've got away with it. Oh, you have to hurry here. It's gone.
Slick work from the Rossdale and Mark Gillespie combination there to run out James Anderson for 11. And all credit to the New Zealanders for that bowling performance. 46 for Ian Bell, who looked in good touch. 58 Ravid Bapari, he's the most promising young cricketer. 63 Oish Shah before he was run out. They were the key components to England's effort. 2 for Mills, 2 for Gillespie, 3 for Southey, 1 for Oram, and another tidy performance from Daniel Vettori. But overall, given the conditions, New Zealand are favourites.
Ryan Sidebottom to start England's bowling from the pavilion end, and they better bowl well. 246 to make New Zealand from 299 balls. Should be a straightforward batting performance. They're not the best batting side, but about anything like decent, they should get home. That was a deliberate back foot shot over the square cover. That's good fielding, but it's not good enough. It's gone to for 4. Jamie Howe's away. Out. Simple as that. That was a poor shot. Poor shot. Massive for England. McCullum gone. This is just the surface. That's very true. Lovely bounce where he could have destroyed a bowling attack. And he's played the most awful shot at a wide half volley.
Yeah, not a good shot from Brendan McCullum, and good bowling from Ryan Sidebottom. He held his nerve. That's a huge wicket for England. McCullum gone. 7 for 1.
Oh, well bowled to Ross Taylor. Lovely ball across him. Oh, that was risky. That wasn't such a bad ball, and it was wide. He went after that on the up. Very streaky shot, but he's got 4 as Ross Taylor. Shot. Don't worry about that. Wasn't very short, that. It was a very good back foot shot by Jamie Howe, but just that little bit of width. Oh, this could be out, but it's a real steepler, isn't it? It's a onesie. Ryan Sidebottom on mid on. Oh, that's a great catch. That is a corker from Stuart Broad. You won't see many of that. That ball went really, really high.
What was Ross Taylor thinking? Yeah, he's tried to take him on. He's fiddled around outside the off stump, and then he's got one sky high. That went up many, many a mile. And Stuart Broad, to his credit, stood his ground and took a very, very good catch. Taylor on his way, 24 for 2. Out. No! Goodness me. Owe Shah has missed a pretty simple chance. Scott Starr is still on 0. He's now on 1. Boy, oh boy, that's a miss. Lovely shot. Minimum of footwork from Scott Starris, but nicely into position. Didn't try and overhit the ball and placed it beautifully. Oh, he's a good player, Scott Starris. That's a super shot. No one moved, and the placement was excellent. 60. Lovely, lovely shot that is. Scott Starris, what's that drop going to cost? We just don't know just yet. A very experienced player and a beautiful offside player, and here's an example of it. Timed to perfection. Oh, that's 4. Just a deft little touch, just straying for a minute down the leg side, and he's got pretty much an offside field, Ryan Sidebottom. Oh dear, oh dear. You won't see a better shot than that with a minimum of effort. Strong man, Scott Starris.
In the air and just wide of Paul Collingwood for the second time in this series. He fails to grab hold of one, which, well, you'd say it was more than half a chance, and the type of catch he has taken in the past. Not easy. Oh dear, it's not going right for England at the moment. Not easy really, taking those drilled straight back at you from the bat of Scott Starris, but you just have to hope they stick.
It's incredible really, given that England are playing some pretty indifferent cricket, that they're so in the game. This is absolutely there for the taking, this match.
That's too wide, capitalised on by Starris. Luke Wright into the attack, straight down the leg side and put away. It's a loose ball to start with, and it's the 50 partnership between Howe and Starris, which from England's point of view needs breaking. Hey, simple catch. The introduction of spin does the trick for England.
Well, all credit to Graham Swan, who's bowled well in every game of the series, found a little bit of extra bounce. He actually got the ball to skid on a bit rather than spin, as Howe obviously expected it to do. Howe's gone for 37, made from 61 balls, 20 overs gone. New Zealand 83 for 3. This game is nicely poised. Another nurdle for a single to square leg, quite typical of New Zealand's approach at present. I just wonder if they've thought about the way England collapsed and if they're happier to consolidate. The run rate required is 5.8 and over. They wouldn't want that to get much above 6 and over. Good hit, really good. Flynn quickly into position. Has he got the authority maybe to take the match by the scruff of the neck? 100 up now for New Zealand. It isn't the way to go. Not for Daniel Flynn. By heaven, England have got the same kind of squeeze on the New Zealand batsman that we saw New Zealand hold on England earlier in the day. It's quite extraordinary. The innings, not for the first time in this series, seeming to mirror each other. That's a poor stroke.
Well, there's been some sloppy batting from both sides, and New Zealand have the game in the bag if they want it, and they just keep giving it back to England, and England are taking the opportunities now. 106 for 4 with that poor shot. Flynn out for 12, and they're in big trouble.
It's drawn up. I don't think it ever quite reached the fielder, actually. Graham Swan came sprinting in from third man, but because the hit was quite flat, it was difficult for him to get to the ball before it pitched.
Well, it went very quickly. You thought it was going to carry, and then it just dropped short. It would have been a very difficult take.
Threading it through the gap is Scotty Styris. Most beautiful way to go to 50, and given he's ridden a few chances, you'd commend him for his sustained power.
Well, he swatted that for 4. Picked the gap really, he got it very square. Just needs sensible batting from here for New Zealand, just to make sure that that required rate doesn't get above 6 and over. It's under 6 at the moment, and it's not difficult to score quickly at the Oval. Oh, he's going for that gap again. Fielder's got a oh, he has. Fielder seemed quite slow there to get to the ball, but picking the gap really well by deliberately hitting it square. Shot. That's going quickly, that's going 4.
Nicely played by Oram, that's 4. It's the right thing to do from Collingwood, bringing one of his frontline bowlers back, Ryan Sidebottom, to bowl from the pavilion end. Trouble is, the batsmen are now in, as Styris showed there. Just waited for that ball to come onto him and neatly placed it off his hip down to fine leg to bring up the 50 partnership. That's the way. That's a good ball. We saw that typical failing of Oram in the Test series, unable to deal with the straight bouncer, but there was no one to catch it there. That's an interesting response. It could be out. Has it worked? Yes, a smart catch in the end, a deep square leg. So the bouncer ploy finally working.
Why did it take so long? They should have kept with him when he first came in. That's always his response. He might get away with a couple, but he's bound to give you an opportunity. When he goes back into the pavilion, they won't be happy with Jacob Oram, because that's Jimmy Anderson's last delivery, and that's why he's so delighted. Oram is gone. They've got a little sniff again. 173 for 5.